Welcome to Board Game Empire. We're going to be showing you a brief overview and review of Knarr. So this is a game about Vikings, and you are trying to win the game by getting your scoring token all the way back around and gaining 40 points. The first player to 40 points wins the game. So you start this out by each player choosing a player board, ship board. This is your ship. And you get 3 bracelets and 3 recruits. And you see the first 2 are already placed in these slots, meaning they are available to spend. You will need to earn these 2. The most you'll ever have is 3. You get 3 and you're constantly recycling. As you use them, you discard them back out of those slots. And as you gain the assets through the Viking cards, you will, or through these, I'll be talking about those in a moment, you'll be putting them back in that slots, meaning they're ready to spend. Each player starts with 2 random crew of different colors. These are the crew you're going to be building on, and as you place more cards on top of them, you will gain the assets for all the ones. So, for instance, of course, I don't have one that matches. So say I place this from my hand on my crew. So when you place this card, you get all of the assets for all the cards of that color. So I would get a bracelet and I would get a victory point. These are also used to spend to buy destination cards that you'll be placing, as I have here, on top of your ship, and I'll explain those in a moment. So as you play a card, so say I play a red for my hand, you can see that's the first one of that color, I would only gain the bracelet. Then you have to take the corresponding, see there's red, yellow, green, blue, and purple, the corresponding slot for that color, and put that card in your hand. So that's what you call recruiting. And then there's, you can see, there's recruit, explore. That's called explore. So what you do on this is you are looking at the cost right here. So this one is 3 cards of different colors. So if I wanted to purchase that, I could use either 3 recruits and not use any of my cards, or 1 recruit and 2 cards, or I can just use 3 cards. So it's 3 cards of different colors. So I would discard those and then I would take that card and place it on top of my ship, on top of any previous destination cards that's already there. So anytime during your turn, beginning or end, you can spend your bracelets to buy assets from all the destination cards that you've placed. So 1 bracelet allows you to purchase all the assets in the leftmost column. 2 bracelets, you would get middle and leftmost column. If you pay 3 bracelets, you get all the assets. So as you can see, that's a lot of assets. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 points. It's 2 reputation, which I haven't even talked about yet. So you move 2 up the reputation track. You get to, this is a great one. You get to take 1 card off the top of the Viking deck and place it in your crew. You don't collect any assets at that time, but you will add more to your assets you can gain in the future. And I need to say this, there's only 1 stack of cards for each color. So each color gets its own stack, but after that you just keep stacking. That's probably obvious, but just want to say it. I would get 3 recruits. I only have slots for 2 more, so I would get the 2 recruits that I have slots for. And then that would, then the next player would go. You just take turns doing 1 action. I could either do recruit or explore, and then trading is you could do any time, beginning or end of your turn after you do one of those other 2 actions. And of course you replace these as you go. You also gain, when you place the destination card, you immediately gain the reward in the upper right. At the time, I already had 3 bracelets, so I wasn't able to collect that bracelet because I'd already had them full. But if I didn't, I would be able to gain a bracelet and put it up there. So you do get an immediate benefit from those, but mostly they're used for when you're trading to get more of those assets right away. So you just keep going until someone has 40 points. You do get points at the beginning of each turn. You check the reputation track. So if I was right here, you can see that 1. That means during the reputation phase, I will get 1 point at the beginning of each turn. So I just get to move that. You could get all the way up to 5 points if you get this far. The most we got, I think, was 2, maybe 3. Yeah, you got up to 3 once. So if you're moving your reputation with these little tokens right there. They almost look like a USB or something is what they remind me of. But yeah, so you're trying that. I will tell you, the reputation track is very helpful in helping you gain points quickly. That's kind of how I won the first game, because I was constantly getting 1 or 2 points at the beginning of my turn before I even started. If the other players aren't doing that, it's a huge advantage because it's only a 40-point game. So you could see how getting 1 or 2 points extra every time is going to build you up very, very quickly. And I did say you get 3 cards to begin, right? Yeah. So that's basically the game. The variant. That's the base game in a nutshell. They are variant cards if you want to add them on. They're very simple. There's, I think, 6 or 7 to choose from. In a 2-player game, they say you should always play with that one. So this one allows you, instead of abiding by the rule where you have to choose the same color as cards you played in your crew, you could choose any of these cards. You don't have to abide by that rule. So, and there's also, I think, you could pay recruits, right, to do that, where you could choose any. Wasn't there a...
I can't remember.
You could spend 1 recruit to take the Viking of your choice.
Yeah.
So recruits are used for both that and to pay for destination cards. This one is a great one. It allows you to also do that when you place your second Viking of any color. You get to, instead of abiding by that rule, choose any of the Vikings. And I can tell you that there are going to be points in the game where that's going to be a great thing to have, because there was one point I really needed a purple card and I just was not getting it. I never got the right card to be able to get that purple card. That was before we were playing with the variant. So it kind of hindered me a little. I could have done a lot better if I was able to get that card, because there was a card up here that I really wanted to purchase that required, they required different colors. This one requires 2 purple, 2 green, 2 green, 2 purple. I mean, you can use recruits, but you're not going to always have those recruits to spend, especially if you spend those a lot throughout the game anyway. So these are really good to get. You could see why. You get all those assets. So you're going to be buying those a lot. So you're going to be using your recruits a lot already. So it's like a race between you and the other player or players to get those cards. And there's some that are really good. The blue ones are all points, all victory points. So they're 5 to 7 victory points, it seems like. I remember.
One of them was 9. So
the more points, obviously, they're more expensive. But even if you just get a 5-pointer one, that boosts you up pretty quick. Between that and the reputation, you can move, 7 points just like that, which is a lot in a 40-point game. So what did you think of this game?
I love the components. I love the art illustration in this game. It's really cool. The wooden pieces, how they have their own little icons. Card quality is really good. It's got that linen finish. Great components. And the rule book is easy to understand. So replayability, high replayability. There are so many cards, from the explorers to recruits. So really high replayability. And it's easy to set up. Takes 5-10 minutes, or probably like 5 minutes total. And then tear down is quicker. So it's easy set up, tear down. Mechanic wise, wow. for such a little game, there's so much mechanics in this game. I mean, you could go for the reputation, you could go for the explorer. Then there's the variants that add different things to it, and then the recruits that you can stack and pretty much get different things, and then also the explorers that you can pay your bracelets to collect. So there's so much strategy in this game. We played it twice, and I really liked it. So for me, overall total, I'm giving this a 10. 10. It's a phenomenal game, especially for the amount of time it takes to play, 30, 45 minutes, setup time, illustration. The amount of strategy for such a little game and the little amount of time you play it, it's just phenomenal. It's a really great game. Highly recommend.
Yeah, we really enjoyed playing this game. We probably would have played it again, to be honest, but we'd already played like 3 games. We played some of them multiple times because we were going to be reviewing them, so we wanted to have a good, know a lot about the games before we talk about them. So, but this one we would have played. I think it was the last game we played of the night, so we were kind of tired by that time, but yeah, we would have definitely played this game again if it was earlier. So I would give this a 9. It's like he said, it's a lot packed in a little game, because it's not a lot as complexity. It's not complex.
No.
Just a lot of strategy. It's a lot of strategy. The only luck to it is the cards that you get in your hand and what's available. But with the variants and the ability to pay your recruits to choose any Viking, that kind of takes out that luck a lot. Because there's just so much when you're playing. I mean, because your assets, as you can tell, it's very important to get those points, and your assets make a big difference. Plus, these cards are the ones. Although you need the assets to collect, you also need those to purchase your destinations, so you can buy those assets. So it's a lot of balancing between collecting enough assets and points while progressing in the game, and it's just we had a lot of fun playing this game.
And the reputation is a big factor because it's such a tight game that it's like 5 to 6 points like in between. So that the reputation
can make or break it.
Yeah, you have to pretty much balance all 3.
See, the first game he didn't really pay attention to that track much, and that's what hurt him because I was literally gaining 1 and then 2 points every turn at the beginning of my turn, and he just couldn't catch me because he started too late. So that you definitely have to pay attention to, and definitely make sure you're gaining assets with reputation throughout the game, or you will get left behind. It doesn't matter how much you do
your set collection.
Yeah.
Because that's why I focused in the first game, and that brought me down because I didn't pay attention to the reputation. Yeah,
because that one was a wider stretch. Like, you were still down in here. But that's because you just couldn't catch up with the reputation. And I had a lot of points here, too, in my destination cards. So, yeah, you won the second game, right? So it was...
I learned from my mistakes.
But, yeah, there's a lot of strategy to this game. And there's so many, like he said, so many different ways, other than the reputation, that you can gain those access. And that's through the destinations and, of course... Well, it's Explore action, but the destination cards. Yeah. And, of course, through your recruiting the right crew. So, yeah, we had a lot of fun with this game. I would definitely suggest checking this one out. And it was not hard to learn whatsoever. And how long did it take us to play? Like, what, 25, 30 minutes maybe?
I would say 40 to 45 minutes.
Was it?
Yeah.
See, it was we were having fun, so...
Yeah, it was... We could play 3-4 times. It didn't
seem like that long.
Yeah.
But... so we will put the link in the description so you can check this out for yourself. Hopefully this helped you to decide whether this is a game you'd want in your collection. Please give our video a like. Feel free to leave a comment or question. We hope you're already subscribed. If you are, thank you so much. If not, please think about subscribing and clicking that bell so you can see all of our content. Thank you again for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next time.